There's a chance for snow later on this week in the Northeast and many areas in the eastern United States, but the hype train needs to slow down. I don't think we're going to see the blockbuster snowstorm that people are talking about all over the internet right now. That's engagement bait. We're going to have a full no BS forecast here to let you know what you can actually expect from this snowfall event. So don't believe people when they just post images like this and give absolutely zero context from a weather perspective of what is actually happening. We have a very good setup here, but there are a few caveats to why this storm won't be the massive foot-plus storm that some people are talking about online. And that's because we have two pieces of energy. One shortwave trough up in areas of Canada and into the northern plains, another shortwave trough back in areas of Texas. And some of our models are starting to show that this will eventually phase, but I think the energy will be just a little too far to the west when it does, as well as the fact that we're going to see temperatures right around freezing, maybe slightly above freezing, where the ocean temperatures along the I-95 corridor are going to moderate the temperature inland and is going to see areas just along the coast stay mostly rain until the very back end of this system. So a very good trough here digging in Thursday into Friday. This is a prime setup for a storm to move up the eastern coast. But I want to point out a few things here. Our main jet streak highlighted here in red. We have another jet streak kind of building in to the southeast. And the left exit region of this jet streak is typically where we see the most rising motion. That's where we see low pressure systems form. And this is still over the coast. So we're going to see a low pressure system form. It'll be a coastal storm, but I think it'll be too close to the coast for areas of the I-95 corridor to get the cold air in for a significant snowstorm. So this is favoring areas inland for a snow event. Now, as we take a look one step lower, we kind of see these two pieces of energy here trying to phase into this major trough. But I think if those two pieces get a little bit out of sync, we're going to see an absolute flop. So be cautious when you're looking online and seeing people posting one model run here. This is an ensemble model run, which means that we're taking about 50 models and putting them together and averaging them all out to kind of get rid of those outliers. And I think that that's the main caveat that I'm taking away from this right now. And the other major factor here is the fact that we're going to be seeing our energy just a little bit too far to the west when it does phase. A lot of that energy still over the coast, and our positive vorticity advection, so areas of spin in the atmosphere, moving into areas where there's no spin typically allows for more lift. I think that the main area with positive vorticity advection here is going to be over areas of Pennsylvania, areas of West Virginia and Virginia, and areas of the Appalachian spine. So a very heavily dependent event upon elevation too with this setup. So let's kind of break things down. What is the ensemble looking at here? Well, we have this first low pressure system moving through areas of the Great Lakes region. And it's going to bring in this first piece of energy to areas of the southern Great Lakes region into the Ohio River Valley. Now you're noticing here that along the eastern seaboard right now, and this is during the afternoon, evening hours of Wednesday, that there's rain falling. That means the temperatures are above freezing, and that means that we then have to kind of work through that to get any snow into many of these areas. For some, I think it'll happen, and that's mostly why this is going to be elevation-based, because areas like the Green and White Mountains in Vermont and New Hampshire, interior areas of Maine, the Catskills and the Adirondacks in New York, the Poconos and the Appalachian Spine in Pennsylvania, the Allegheny Plateau, areas in West Virginia, eastern Kentucky, western Virginia, and along the border of Tennessee and North Carolina. Those areas that have higher elevation typically will see the cold air move in a little bit quicker, be a couple ticks below areas closer to the coast. That's why we're seeing this rain snow line set up just a bit inland. Eventually, the snow will reach the coast overnight overnight Thursday night into Friday morning, and that's when we'll see the best chance to get some snowflakes there along the I-95 corridor, but you're going to be seeing rain all day until then, so then you're going to have to break through a lot of the ground being above freezing, a lot of that snow melting on first contact. So to get actual snowfall accumulations is going to be a bit difficult. So what does this break down as? Who has the best chances of seeing measurable snowfall? So this is a probability chart of over 100 models averaged together. How many of those models are showing over 0.1 inches of snow? And for most of the Northeast, this is looking great, but this is only 0.1 inches of snow. When we take it up one more rung, this is the probability of people seeing over an inch of snow. And this is where I'm going to point out the I-95 corridor. Boston around a 60% chance, New York City around a 50% chance, Philadelphia around a 45% chance, and DC and Baltimore around a 40% chance. So this is just the probability of seeing over an inch of snow. And if we take this up one step further to 3 inches of snow, that corridor becomes very confined to areas of inland areas of the Northeast, right? Boston has the best chance there, seeing most of the energy moving in overnight, where the temperature is going to be a little bit lower, and that Boston has a 40% chance of picking up over 3 inches of snow. New York City around 20%. Same thing with Philadelphia, DC, and Baltimore. So areas that I think have the best chance of seeing over 3 inches of snow, well, areas of Maine, the higher elevations of New Hampshire, Vermont, maybe even the Berkshires of Massachusetts, the Catskills and Adirondacks in New York, most of the higher elevations of Pennsylvania, especially in central Pennsylvania there, and then we move down the Appalachian spine, definitely areas of West Virginia, Western Virginia, and along the Tennessee, North Carolina border. So that is your no BS forecast for later on this week. A snow chance, but don't believe all the hype you're seeing online. Stay tuned here for more weather updates. We're going to be going live each night leading up to this event around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but check my story for any updates on time changes on that. Like this video if you enjoyed this meteorological breakdown, and follow here for more no BS forecasts. No engagement bait here. We straight facts, straight to the point, all forecasts. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.